Hey y'all, it's Amy. I'm about to go to work, but first, I would love to give you a tarot message if you're willing to accept it. Happy 12/12. Um, yeah, let's just see what do you, the lovely viewer on the other side of the electric rectangle, need to hear today. Let's see. We're using the Mystic Mondays deck. I don't know why I'm like shuffling. I don't know. This like feeling of antsiness, or but also delaying. Six of Pentacles. Hesitancy. The Knight of Wands. And the Sun. A lot of orange in this. One more. Three more. Cool. The Moon, the Princess of Cups, and the Nine of Swords. So now a lot of blue. And now we have the Sun and the Moon. And I have the Sun over on this side and the Moon on this side. Okay. It's like you want to be you want to be perceived as someone who is balanced, has equal give and take, is very fair with the Six of Pentacles here. And also somebody who acts swiftly and chases their dreams. Who there is movement involved. But under the surface with the Moon down here, you actually feel kind of ill prepared. You feel like a noob. You feel like a beginner, and you don't really have your feet under you yet. And that makes you a bit fearful for all this. Like, you want to be all these things. You want to be perceived as this great person. And possibly also you are perceived as somebody who is fair and who takes action. But underneath, internally, you just feel scared and new. But like, that brings to mind the phrase "do it afraid." What was I saying? Like hesitancy. Like I was like sitting here shuffling in different ways. A Chariot at the bottom of the deck, of course. It was this like I just don't know. Like there's this worry underneath the surface. But I think the message here is you've got to do it afraid. You've got to move, even though you're fearful. Because if you let that fear hold you back and you resign yourself to stagnancy, what then? The phrase, it's always darkest before the dawn, I don't know where that came from. Maybe someone needed to hear that. Maybe you're in that, I think this is, yeah, the Nine of Swords, a lot of people will call like the dark night of the soul. Maybe you're in that really dark place right now because all the fear is catching up to you. Oh, I just got the chills. But like, when you allow yourself to step out and shine, even though, and these are, I stacked these directly on top of each other, even like when you allow yourself to just step out and shine, even though underneath you're terrified, that is a power move. Okay, what else needs to be said about this? The Empress almost flipped out. And maybe you don't feel, maybe you aren't quite ready yet to step into everything that you deserve. Lovers on the back of the deck. Maybe you aren't quite ready yet. You're kind of in the thick of it right now. And that's fair. That's fair. But do know that even though we're fearful on the inside and we recognize that we're like new to a field or a project or whatever, like I think there's power in knowing where our fear is rooted, especially if that fear is rooted in the fact that you are kind of just now taking this on. You're like, because the pages are like the beginner stages. That is the youthful, fresh start energy. Somebody like I ordered myself a bass guitar for my own Christmas present to myself because I've been wanting to learn to play for so long. And last night, it finally came in yesterday. So last night I was just sitting there playing, and like I recognized that I have not picked up a stringed instrument in like since 2007 when I took like one summer of guitar lessons. And it's, I know there is power in knowing that I am brand new at this, because that also, it, knowing that I am brand new at it and just stumbling through things right now, I also know that there is a future where I will be better and I will be able to master things. Being at the starting line isn't a bad thing. It just means there's a whole lot of opportunity ahead of you and a whole lot of journey ahead of you, which is also scary. So whatever this is representing for you, I think it's actually a good thing that inside you know that you're new. You know that there is fear associated with this, because you can find power in knowing that. And the power comes in knowing that there is a tomorrow and there is a future, and there are goals and milestones to move toward. All right, what else needs to be said about this? Drink some water. Now I'm getting a headache because I need to drink more water. The Seven of Pentacles is about like planting seeds that you want to see nurtured. Like if we're talking about gardening, this card actually represents when you are sowing the seeds. The Eight of Pentacles represents where you are caring for your garden and nurturing it and watering it and making sure that, it's getting everything it needs. Then the Nine of Coins is like just sitting back and waiting on everything to grow, right? Like I said, you're at the beginning here. You're at the starting line. You are planting the seeds right now that you want to see nurtured. And with the Six of Wands on the back of the deck, and then the Ten of Pentacles peeking out right there, that's victory. There is victory in your future at the finish line, at the next milestone at least. And again, like this has a lot of the orange. This is what you're going to see, where this has like the blue, and that's kind of like I'm going to take this out too. Our like oranges up at the top with the sun and, kind of how you want to be externally. Okay. So yeah, summary real quick. You want to be perceived as someone who is very balanced and wise and action oriented, and you will be. You will be. Right now, you're kind of in the beginning stages, and underneath it all, you're a bit scared. You're a bit fearful. You acknowledge that this is new territory for you, and that's a good thing. Okay. It's almost this like energy of humility. Okay. Like, not saying that you should not acknowledge everything that you are. Okay. Humility in the fact, more in the way of like knowing your limitations, knowing where you stand, but also knowing everything you're capable of. Okay. The humility of knowing where we stand and what we are currently capable of is a good tool for us. As long as we also acknowledge how far we will go. And then of course the song from Moana, How Far I'll Go, comes to mind. Yeah, I think that's about it for now. I will say, if you like the way I read, make sure you stick around. Also, if you go over there to the LINK and my BIO, you can find everywhere else I am. Because we may not have this place after, January 19th. So, yeah, stick around. Also, if you're looking for a community of folks to grow with and do life with who also have the goal, at least that's what I'm hoping, have the goal of creating a very inclusive, diverse, welcoming space that also doesn't tolerate the BS of life. Like folks who appropriate other cultures and like look down on other cultures. No, I don't tolerate that mess. If you're looking for a community of folks to grow with, I have a page called The Community at the LINK. It's very small, but I'd like to see it grow and be nurtured. I think it's small for a reason right now. A lot of things in my life are small for a reason right now. But that only leaves room to grow, right? So I'll see you later. I'm going to go to work now. Okay, bye.